welcome. My name's Sam and this is the Little Greenhouse Creates, and thank you for joining me today. And thank you for joining me for the first of our Christmas projects. So you will have received our mini catalogue already, hopefully. If you haven't, please let me know and I'm quite happy to send you one in the post. We've also got a small celebration catalogue to go alongside it, so now is a great opportunity to have a look at our catalogue and see if there's anything you fancy. But no further than that, let's tell you about our first Christmas project. So we have this wonderful Sweet Little Stockings, which is all little dogs, cats. This one's got a budgie on it, but the stamp set also has a guinea pig. And I thought that the first thing we could create would be a little gift bag. Now, when I say it's a little gift bag, it's 8 inches by 7.5 inches, and it opens up like so, and you will get quite a good size gift in there for somebody. So using the same paper again, so this is the Sweet Little Stockings DSP, I'm going to show you how to create a gift bag with these particular papers today. So they're two 12 by 12s identical, and when we start scoring we need to make sure that our papers are the correct way up. So we're going to bring in my scoreboard. Here it is, and we are going to take the first piece, which is the front section of our of our bag, and we're going to go from 1.5 and we're going to score it down to 7.5. Then we're going to take 3 inches and score it all the way down to the bottom, and then 11 inches and all the way down to the bottom. Okay, so there's just 3 score marks on this section. Then we're going to turn it 90 degrees and we're going to go from the 3 inch and go all the way across. Now we're going to go to the 4.5 inch and we're just going to score it to the second score line, which was originally been the 3 inches. So 4.5 goes all the way along to the 3 inch line, and you will see that the 1.5 meets up. Okay, you're going to turn the paper over, and then you're going to take the 4.5 mark to the first score line, which would have been in the right way round, the 11 inch. Okay, turn it back, and then we're going to go to our 10.5 inch mark and score all the way across, like so. Okay, so that's the first one. Then we're going to bring in our second one, and we're going to do something very similar. So, making sure the paper is the correct way up, we're going to 1.5 and we're scoring all the way down again to the 7.5. Then all the way to the 3 inch, we're going to go all the way down, over to the 11 inch, and we're going all the way down. Again, we're going to turn the papers 90 degrees, and we're going to take the 3 inch and we're going to score that all the way across. And this is where it's different. We take the 4.5 inch and again we go all the way across, and this will be our back piece to the bag. Okay, so there we go. Right, so let us take our bone folder and we can burnish all our score marks. So let's turn the paper over because this is the way it's going. So this is this all the way down, and that's it, like so. Aha! Let me stop us there because there's always one place I forget. Taking a ruler, we need to create a diamond shape or a triangle shape here. So I'm going to take the edge of my scorer. I'm going to run my ruler. There we go. So as you can see, there's the corner to one end and there's the corner to the other, and I'm just going to run it down like that, nice and firmly. Then I'm going to do it exactly the same but on the opposite direction. So there's the line there, and there's that, and I'm going to run that all the way across to there. Okay, so we have this nice triangle shape here. I'm going to do exactly the same on the next piece. So I'm going to run that all the way down. There's the line. Can't see the line. There we go. Just quickly bend it. So there is the line. So there's 1 inch there and 1 inch there. And we're going all the way up to there. and then we're going to turn it and we're going to run it all the way down to there. I do apologise if you can hear some engine noises. Sounds like the workmen are back on board. Never mind, hey. Right, so we're going to take the first one. So this is the front one I've on now. So this is the first one. We're just going to burnish. So that's the first score mark. Then we're going to take the second score mark and we're going to burnish. And then we've got this other one here, which is the 1.5 mark. Now that comes down to this line, so we're going to bend it down to there, like so. Put my finger so you can see the score. Then you've got this line here that we've just made. So if we just bend it like so, making sure that you've got the tight corner here, and it goes all the way across to the mark there. So as you can see, that's the first line. And then if we come back here, we take this and we push it back on itself, and again it will reach from the corner down to the mark there. So we've got that triangle shape. Okay, now we need to do the lines. So this is the 3-inch line we're going to score across. Now this is where the 4-inch line or the 4.5-inch line comes, but we only need the score burnished here on this little section. So we're going to do there with the first score mark, and then we're going to bring it over here onto the other side and we're going to burnish it there. Then we're going to turn the paper over and we're going to bring this mark over to this bit, which will give us the lip of the bag. Okay, so that's the first one, and I'm going to do exactly the same with the second one. So this is the back. So as I said, we've done the first score line, then we take the second all the way across, and the third. Again, we've only got that half a line. Okay, down to the 7.5-inch mark. Burnish. We then fold our, if you want to, you could bend it that way. Okay, so you can bring that over and make sure it's straight. And then we're going to do the same with this one here, making sure that it is a sharp, crisp corner as best we can, or triangle. So that's the 4 sides. Now we can do the bottom pieces. So that is the 3-inch. Now the 4-inch and 4.5-inch mark is all the way across on this one. Okay. And then we're going to turn the paper over, and then the mark here. Did I not score that one? How bizarre. I do apologise. Let me bring my scoreboard back in. Okay, so you've got the 3, the 4-inch, and then this should be a 10.5 inches. Okay, so 10.5 inches is scored across like so. So let me go through that again. So when you're doing the back piece, you're scoring it at 3 inches, 4.5 inches, and 10.5 inches. Okay, I do apologise about that. Right, when we've done that, we can now bring that back to this section. We turn it over and we can burnish it. Right, now so that these bits don't get in the way, I am going to run a line of double-sided tape all the way across here. There we go. Take my little scissors and cut the end there. And then I will take my pointy tool and we can just, there we go, zip that off. We can fold it over, make sure we're happy with it, and then we can just push it down all the way in place like so. Then we can turn our papers round, and as you see, this is the 4-inch score mark. So what I want you to do is we're going to cut. Now I'm going to turn it over to make life a little easier. You cut up this square. You're just going up to the first line. So I've got my big scissors for that. And going all the way. Okay, so that's up to my first line. And then here I'm going to turn it. And you've got this mark here. And I'm going to cut it diagonally down to this corner here. So it's a small rectangle. And I'm going to cut it rectangularly. Or diagonally even. There you go, rectangular. Not quite sure that is a word. There we go. And then straight across. Perfect. So this is what we have. You've got the diagonal here and the flap. And I'm just going to mitre on each of the sides of this square. One. Two. Okay. And then we're going to do exactly the same with the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to stick down this top section. So using our double-sided tape again. Obviously, if you wish to, you could use your Stampin' Seal or even glue, but I just have this one to hand, so that's the one we're using today. So again, we can peel this off. There we go. And we can fold that over. Making sure we're happy with its positioning, and we can then push down. Flipping the paper over, we've got our square on the right hand side. We're going to cut it up. Okay, and then we're going to take you've got this long rectangle and then you've got a small rectangle. We're going to cut diagonally again from the top left down to the bottom right of the rectangle. So going all the way down. Oops. Okay, and then we're going to cut up that line here so we can just get rid of that bit. We don't really need it. Okay, now before we do any gluing, what I want you to do is find the piece of paper that is going to be the front. So that's the one without the crease mark across here. Turn it over and we're going to, did I mitre? No, I didn't. Did I mitre? No, I didn't. Let's just do a quick mitre. Oh, it's going to be one of those days today. Maybe I should have gone back to bed. Do you ever get days like that? Good grief. Okay, so this is what's going to do. We're going to put some double-sided tape here and here on the small flap. Okay, so that's down there, and then down there. Now, the piece that is the front, this large flap, we need to put two pieces of tape across here, one at the top and one at the bottom. And that's going to go from there down to there. Now this is the front piece of the bag, not the back piece. Okay. Perfect. Now we can pop that aside for a second and we can bring in the back piece. And on the back piece we only put the tear and tape down the small flap, not on the long flap. Okay. So that's that piece goes down to there. And that piece goes into there. I can cut that bit off. There we go. Perfect. Right. Now what we can do is we can put our glue. I'm going to put our glue down here and down the diagonal part. So across the top, all the way down. There we go. And just like that. Then I'm going to layer this piece over so that it matches the lines, the score mark that's here. Okay, and then we just make sure that is straight. And there we go. And turn it over to make sure we're happy with it. Okay, so there we go, that's that section there. I'm going to turn it back again on ourselves, and this time we're going to fold it. I'm just going to, because we've created this lip, we may need to, and on this one I do, because the paper is so thick, we're going to score along here, burnish along here so that we know that it is straight. We're then going to run the glue down this section, all the way down, across and up there, and then we're going to bring this over and join it to there. Okay, and just give it a wriggle so it is in line and we're happy with the alignment of it. You might find you need to just burnish again on the right hand side, and that's obviously because of the double thickness coming over this time. Okay, so there we go. So now we have our card base. It's looking more like a bag. So you just push in that way and push in that way. Okay, push it all the way down. And what I want to do is to make sure that the scores go all the way down. So I'm going to burnish again, just to keep the crispness of the lines. And that way. There we go. So this is the front of our bag. And as you can see, because we've got the lines here and here. Okay, so what I'm going to do, so this is coming up, and then this will come over, and as you can see the bottom fit onto there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, goes up. Right, I was just trying to find a way that's more easier for you to see. Let's see if there is. Let's take that there and that there. Okay. Sorry. So that piece, let's just flatten it. Honestly, it's not as hard as I seem to be making this bag out to be today. Right, so that's going to come over here. Okay, then we can bring this section out. No, it's not going to work on it today. I had a brilliant way the other day to do it. We'll go back to the old way. Okay, so we're going to take off the, if I move that along, we're going to take off the tape here. It's one piece, and there's the second piece. Okay, make sure that this is slightly pushing forward, and then I'm just going to bring this up, and it will reach there. Like so. Okay, so that's the first piece. Then we're going to turn it over and do exactly the same. There we go. And then we're going to bring this out here. And this section here. And then that will come up to here as well. So we're almost finished bag-wise. This now comes over. Let me turn that down. So I'm going to take off these two strips. That's the bottom strip and the top strip. And then we're going to bring this up. Just making sure that that's tucked in on the line, because the score line is here. And then we just make sure that line's across, and then that line is across. Okay, So that is our bag, all nicely formed. So we can poke it in. Now you'll have to remember that this will need some manipulating because it's quite a firm paper, which makes it ideal paper for a gift bag because you don't want it to be too flimsy, do you? Otherwise it will fall apart. Right, so what we now need is my ribbon, which comes with the set, and I'm doing two at 16 inches. So that's the first one, and that is the second one. There we go. Okay, I'm going to take my tool and I'm going to create the holes. So as you can see, got the thickness here because that's where the bend is. I'm going to make the hole just to the left of the thickness on this one, halfway down. So it's just roughly about there. And I'm just going to make sure that it goes all the way through, like so. And then I'm going to do exactly the same on the left hand side, but obviously the hole is going to be to the right of the thickness time. Go along, and it's going into there. Put that down and make sure it's a hole. And then you've got the holes on both sides. Right, now depending on your ribbon, depends on how thick it's going to be. I'm just going to use my my scoring tool. I'm going to use the other end because it's thinner. And I'm just going to poke that through, like so. Then I can make the knot that goes on the end. Try and make that as thin. There we go. Okay, that's that one. Then I'm going to do the same on this. Poke that through. Again, make the knot on the bag. Okay, so that's the first side. I'm going to flip it over and we can do exactly the same on the back. So put that there. Come on you. Oh, try and poke it through the hole that's there would be a good idea. Come through. A little knot here. There we go. And we will poke that one through there as well. Oops, wrong way round. There. Oh, hello. Come on, you. Through you come. There we go. And then we can make the pointy tool, the knot at the end. Ooh. So there is our first Christmas item, goodie bag, using the Sweet Little Stocking DSP. Well, I hope you liked that. I apologise for the few hiccups along the way, but hopefully you got the gist and you like our new bag. Back again on Thursday, so do join us. It'd be lovely to have you here. Thanks ever so everybody very much. Let's try that again. Thanks everybody for joining me and look forward to catching up with you on Thursday. Take care and lots of love. Bye.